If you have been wondering to start your fish farming and you don't know the reason you should start it, or probably you are thinking of the benefits of starting a fish farm. In this video, we shall discuss about the importance of starting fish farming, just to inspire you if you were thinking that it is not something that worth it, then you will now have a second look. Starting a fish farm is very rewarding, especially if you do it right. So we shall go through some of the benefits of having your own farm or starting a fish farm and some challenges that comes along. So that if you know the challenges that come along and then you know the benefits, you shall know how to plan and start your farm very well. One of the most important and the most outstanding benefit of fish farming is sustainable food production. If I say sustainable food production, you will agree with me that, in fact, fish farming is able to give you fish throughout the year. For instance, if you go into the wild, the natural water bodies where fishermen fish or where they go and then they do fishing, the constant fishing or the constant harvesting of the natural fish in the wild or the natural water bodies is depleting the species of the fish. In fact, the amount of fish that we were getting, they are no more getting that amount of fish. And that indicates that we cannot rely solely on the natural harvest fish. It will come to extinction. So there's the need to have sustainable ways of producing our own seafood, our own fish, so that either with or without the natural fish in the natural water bodies, we can still get fish to consume. So this sustainability is very important because if we are going to rely solely on the wild, we will get up one day and there will not be fish for consumption. Despite the fact that we still have other farmers who are producing fish, and we also have fishermen who go to the natural water bodies and harvest fish, yet we still have fish deficit. Not only in Ghana, across the globe. The consumption of the fish or the demand of fish is always higher than the production, which indicates that there's still more room for new fish farmers to come. So if we are all decide not to go into fish farming, that means that fish will not be available one day for consumption. So it provides sustainable food production. The second thing, which is also important, is economic growth. Fish help us grow our economy in several ways. Let me break it down for you. First of all, job creation. Fish farming creates jobs to thousands and millions of people across the globe. If you are owning a commercial fish farm, there's no way that you alone or one person can handle the fish. The process of keeping the fish, we can talk about pond management, such as feeding, sorting, harvesting. All this requires labor. Since all this requires labor, you need to get additional hands or more people to do the work for you. So most of the commercial farmers, they employ a lot of people to help them keep or raise the fish, and that is job creation. And we all know that jobs are very scarce, especially in Ghana and in Africa. So venturing into fish farming and creating jobs opportunities is also a way of reducing unemployment in the system. And we all know when unemployment is reduced, the benefits that we are going to gain. Because when the youth are idle, that's when they think about social vices such as armed robbery, stealing, and those stuff. But when their hands are engaged and they're engaged in that, it means that these things will be resolved. So one of the economic benefits of fish farming is job creation. You create jobs for a lot of people. The second thing is that it brings income. If I talk about the income, I am talking about the owner of the farm here. Despite employee, the employee, he has gotten his money when he's paid, the laborer. But now the owner of the farm also gets income through the sale of the fish. When you harvest your fish, you sell them, you make money, and that is a way of income for you. People are doing this full time. What I mean is that they have this as their source of livelihood and they are okay and they're even millionaires. Why can't you? Not only selling the harvest fish, as a fish farmer, you can also have another ways of making income through the fish farming. For instance, you can also sell fish farm equipment or fish farm items to other farmers and make your money. You can also provide services to people like Fako Aquaponics we are doing and make money. So there are several ways of income to the fish farming. Another important thing is that it brings foreign exchange. Foreign exchange in the sense that when the fish are harvested in large quantity and some are exported to other countries, you make money and that brings foreign exchange to the central government and the farmer also makes income. For instance, Asia, China specifically, in statistics is producing the larger amount of fish. And most of these fish are exported to other countries. So not only China, this is applicable to everywhere. Even if you're in Ghana here or wherever you are and you produce more fish, you can export and that brings foreign income. Fish farming also, under economic benefits, improves infrastructure. When I talk about infrastructure, I'm talking about roads network, I'm talking about electricity, I'm talking about human shelter or where people can stay. When you establish a commercial farm in a far away or in a rural area, and probably there's poor network, and you are able to take road network or construct roads to the farm. Now you are not only providing it for only your farm people to go. Now you have improved the infrastructure and people can also benefit from it. That's another aspect of infrastructure development. If you extend electricity to your commercial farm, people who are around can also benefit from said electricity. When you go to undeveloped place, put up the farm, put up buildings and infrastructure, that is what we are talking about. So it is also very, very important. So now, fish farming and the economic benefits also encourage tourism. I know people who travel far away, including myself, to other farms to see what they are doing and to learn. And some of these places, when you go there, you don't go there for free. You pay something. That's tourism. Some even travel from other countries to different countries just to witness fish production. Like I mentioned China earlier, and other parts of the world that are well developed in aquaculture. I have the dream of traveling into such places to see and to learn more about aquaculture. This encourages tourism or tourist attraction, and that is the wonders of aquaculture or fish farming. The last thing I'll talk about under the economic benefit is gender equity. In fact, fish farming is not just for only one gender. It's not for only male or female. Both males and females involved in fish farming judiciously. In fact, I can say that among agriculture activities, fish industry is one of the most gender-friendly one you can ever talk about. I've not seen any single thing in the production where women cannot do. I specifically mention women because they are vulnerable when we're talking about gender. Anything that is in fish production, women can be involved. Indeed, I know females or women who are running farms. They are the managers, they are doing marvelous in their farms. Even though the statistics of female involvement in the primary production of fish is lower as compared to men. However, it is something that both gender can take. But the statistics is indicating that more women are in the recycling or in the processing industry of fish farming, such as smoking, preserving, and then cooking or taking meals with fish. Women are involved more statistically. But that is not to say that they cannot have the primary production or be involved in the primary production. I know women who are into that. And in fact, I've even set up farms personally for women, and they are managing their farms very well. Now, apart from the economic benefit, which I have enumerated several, the third important thing about fish farming is that it adds nutrition to our nutritional food. The nutritional value, in fact, the amino acid is very important. Fish contains protein, a lot of protein, and other nutrients. And indeed, some people even love fish more than meat. People prefer fish to meat because of the health aspect of that. I'm not a nutritionist. I can't talk more about it. But what I do know is that the nutritional value of fish farming is tremendous. And that is one of the reasons why you can involve in fish production. I know farmers, I know people who have set up farms or fish farm at their backyards just for consumption, just for the household to consume, and not for commercial or not to say. They just want to enjoy the nutritional value of fish. You can equally do that. That way, you even know that you are producing your fish in the best and organic manner. That even gives you more healthy fish. The fourth thing, which is also important about fish farming, is that efficiency use of resources. Fish farming, it use little resources to produce more fish. That's what I'm trying to say. For instance, just a small space, you can keep thousands of fish. For instance, 12 by 12 size tapoli pond, just that small thing. You can have 1,000+ fish inside there, especially with the best flotation and aeration system. That small space, you raise fish. If we were to just limit ourselves to the natural or the wild fish, let's look at the dam or the river, the amount of space that it occupies. But in fish farming, just little space, you can produce more fish ever. That is efficient resource use. So if you compare the amount of fish that you will harvest from that little space, you will understand that it uses efficient resource. More importantly, In this era where aquaculture has been revolutionized and we now have modernized ways of producing fish, such as the recirculating aquaculture system, that's the RAS, where we have filtration and aeration system working together. Another way of using little resource is that the same water in the pond is being filtered and reused. So you reuse that same water to produce the fish for a longer time. Unlike the traditional method where you have to change the water every 2-3 days and change new water, that wastes a lot of water. We now have the recirculating aquatic system where you just install it, it filters the water and it adds oxygen and you are good to go. This is what we have been doing, and we also have a DIY where we teach you exactly how to do it yourself. It is a video course and the link is in the description. You can check it out, enroll, pick up the course, learn, and you are good to go. And that brings me to the last benefit that I'll mention. In fact, we have a lot of benefits, but I'm limited to these 5. These are the major ones, and that is the environmental benefits. I will continue from the recirculating aquaculture. If you look at the traditional way of producing fish, where the fish water or the wastewater was released into the environment, causing smell all over, causing hazard all over. Now that the recirculating aquaculture system is being introduced and that same water is being reused, that is environmental friendly way of producing fish. In this system, you don't discharge everything. You now recycle. And even when fish are dead, instead of decomposing them to serve as waste, it can also be used to prepare feed for the fish. I am not encouraging the giving back of the dead fish to the fish to consume. Farmers are doing that. I'm not encouraging that. However, you can rather use that dead fish to mix with other ingredients to prepare fish meal for the fish. So this is another environmental friendly way. Now, having looked at this, it doesn't mean that fish farming it has only benefits. It also has challenges. I'll give you 3. And if you are aware of these challenges, the good news is that you can overcome or you can control them. So when you know them, then you can plan yourself very well and that will not affect you much. Please, if you have watched so far, and if you have any comment or question, leave it in the chat. I will try to see what I can answer you. And apart from that, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, share this video, and let's reach more farmers. My name, once again, is Abdulaziz Issa, and all we do in this channel is to share fish farming tips based on our experience and research. I'm a fish farmer myself, and I provide fish farming services. We also book that we provide you the best service ever. Now let's continue. One of the disadvantages of fish farming is that it's cost effective. Let me say that to set up a fish farm is costly, but that also depends on the scale that you want to start with. To begin, I usually advise, depending on how you want to start, but at least 500 and above is fine. You start small and grow. When you start small, the cost is also small, and then you learn and grow and expand. But that notwithstanding, to purchase the fish farm equipment, the fish pond, the fingerlings, the feed, in fact, feed is said to have taken about 60 to 70% of the total cost. electricity, if you're going to be using this like water quality system, all this infrastructure, if you don't have land, acquisition of land, getting your water source, all these are very costly, to be frank. You only see the less cost if you already have some of these things. For instance, if you're starting with your backyard, already you have your land, probably you have water source, you have electricity, that will even reduce your cost. But to purchase land, extend electricity to the place, extend water to the place, either borehole or whatever means, my brother, is costly. That's what I'm talking about. And I said you can manage that because if you start small at the backyard, some of these expenses probably will be escaped. When you skip them, then you just left with few. Fish pond, fingerlings, feet, and you are good to go because you already have your water and your land. That is the cost effective, and that's how you can manage it. The second thing, what is also important, is that it requires technical knowledge. Fish farming, my brother, that's livestock. You are dealing with lives. Because of that, you can't just jump inside without knowing how to properly take care of the fish, how to properly manage your farm. If you just jump inside without knowing these things, you are likely, you are likely, you are likely to lose a lot of your investment. I know people who lost thousands of cedis, hundreds of dollars, just because of inefficient or inadequate knowledge. That is why it is important at the beginning to involve the services of an expert to assist you and to train you. Yes, channels like this can help you. Watching, reading, researching to help you. But sometimes some practical aspects, if there's a personnel or an expert around guiding you, is more paramount. And that will complement your research or your watching of these videos. I'm not saying these are not enough, but complementing it sometimes with an aspect is very good. There are certain aspects that are very practical. And if you don't do it right, you stand the chances of losing your fish. Clear example of feeding your fish. Most of your success depends on the feeding. Because the bottom line is that if you underfeed the fish, they won't grow well or they won't grow fast. And if you overfeed them, that is where the problem or the big problems come. You contaminate the water, you waste your feed, and if you are not lucky, you kill your fish. Because the overfed or the leftover feed will dissolve in the pond, increases ammonia and reduces oxygen. And that can lead to stress, suffocating, and the dying of the fish. Now we have a lot of videos. We are teaching you how to feed your fish right way. I personally recommend the responsive feeding method. We have a lot of videos showing you how to feed the fish in the best way. You have those videos in the channels. But that notwithstanding, some people after watching the videos, they don't usually even get it right. But when an expert comes in, give it to you, show you how to do it, and you learn from there. Personally, I didn't jump into fish farming just for watching videos like this. I went to a farm, I stayed there for a couple of weeks. I got myself trained. They trained me very well. And I managed the farm for a while before setting up our farm. And I managed my boss farm. I thank him so much for introducing me to that business for several years. And I've gained the experience. And the thing is that we are even still learning. There are a lot of things that I don't even know. We are still learning. So it requires technical skills. So learning and continual learning is very important. Don't ever be complacent with what you know. Even at this point, some of us, we even learn more than those who haven't still beginning or who have not even had the experience. Especially if you are sharing the knowledge like I'm doing. If you don't learn more, my brother, you will not get it. So it is very important. And to help you, I also have an ebook, a comprehensive ebook, which talks about fish farming from setting up the farm to harvest and marketing. You can check the link in the description. We also have the recycle aquatic course. It's also in the description. All these sources just to help you acquire the technical skills. And also, I am also making an online course, a course that will give you almost everything that you need to know about fish farming and the practical tips to harvest. So now, enroll or check them out in the discussion. Let's continue. The third thing, which will be my last thing I'll talk about, is market fluctuation. In fact, marketing of the fish is these days one of the difficult things a lot of farmers are facing. That is the truth. And anytime someone contacts me for advice on fish farming, I don't always forget to mention that to the person. But the good news is that something can be done about it. And the good news is also that you make money through solving problems. So if that is a problem and you're a fish farmer, don't give up. Or you want to start, don't give up. Rather ask yourself, how will I be able to turn that into a solution and make money from that? So the market is not stable. There are times that people produce their fish to maturity, but there's no market or there's no people or customers to buy them, especially in the northern part of Ghana, especially catfish in that particular place. More farmers produce catfish than tilapia and any other fish. So the competition is high, but the other attitude of the consumers, the natives, the traditional beliefs is also affecting the demand. So we have more production but lesser demand. But there's a way forward, and that is one of the things that I am doing. Sensitization, online marketing, or social media marketing can solve your problem. Just before I started this live stream, I checked my TikTok accounts and someone complained. Indeed, she requested that her fish are matured, but she doesn't have buyers. And can I help her get buyers? And she added her number to the TikTok accounts. I'm here to contact her. I will talk about that. So that is it. Market fluctuation. Apart from the fact that the market is not stable, the prices too is not stable. Just up, low, up, low. And all boils down to the demand. Because we all know that if there's high demand and the quantity production is lower, there'll be high price. So there are times that even the price the market women or the buyers are proposing, as a farmer, you will do your statistics and you realize that you are run at loss. But sometimes if you don't have option, then you'll go for that. So the market fluctuation is one of the challenges. But like I said, this shouldn't be a hindrance or the reason why you shouldn't start your fish farming. We have given you 5 benefits, and that 5 benefits are just umbrella ones. You have sub ones under them. I mentioned sustainability. I mentioned economic growth. And under economic growth, we have job creation. We have infrastructure development. We have tourism, we have foreign exchange, we have general equity, and all those stuff. And the third point I also mentioned is it adds nutritional value. That's the nutritional value of fish farming. We also talk about efficient resource use. That's the fourth one. And the fifth one, environmental benefits. And that environmental benefits too, we have a lot of things under. So if you weigh the benefits to the disadvantages or the limitations, such as cost of establishment, and that one, not only in fish farming, in every investment, that is it. And then the it requires technical skills. And this one to learn, and you are good to go. And that's why we have resources for you. Check them out in the discussion. The last one is market fluctuation, and that one too, you can do something about it. Have your online or social media marketing. Add value to your fish, such as smoking them, grilling them. Create the market for yourself. So if you weigh them and you compare, you will agree with me that starting a fish farm is very good and very beneficial. There's no any better time than this time. I thank you so much. And I must say that this is my first live stream. My first live stream, I'm trying to speak to you like this. The other time, I just tried, we're doing a borehole in our farm. I was trying to capture, but there was natural challenges. So this is my first time. So tell me your experience. What should I improve on? What have I gotten right? Like I said, the best or the more reason for this is to share our experience and our research. And let's learn together. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment section. Share. And I thank you so much for watching. My name once again is Abdulaziz Issa. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. I have over 100 videos already in the channel. Check them out. And each video is very important for your success. Bye bye.